Welcome to my top 10 games of 2024. I know, it's a little late. We're already past the halfway point of January at the time of recording. While nothing in 2025 will change how I feel about the standout games of last year, I've continued playing through some of these titles since writing this script, so I might be further along than when I first jotted down my thoughts. That said, these top 10 games still shine brightly in a year where, admittedly, I was unexpectedly sick for much of it. I hope you enjoy my take on the best games of 2024, and there might be a few surprises in store for some of you. But enough talk, let's dive right in, starting with number 10.
Number 10.
I can hardly believe Call of Duty made it to my list of games this year, but here it is. Despite not being a big fan of gory video games, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 genuinely surprised me. As someone who's still not great at first-person shooters, the game's variety and depth thoroughly impressed me. While I haven't finished it yet, only a few missions left, the experience has been enjoyable. Especially the diverse cast of characters, the ability to build and explore your barracks, and the customization options. These additions really enhance the overall experience, giving players more control over their journey. This year was a bit weaker for Nintendo, which is why Call of Duty found its way into my rankings. The game's variety has kept me on my toes. It mixes stealth missions, linear levels, open world sections, and even a spooky part I haven't tackled yet. I briefly touched on the multiplayer, though I haven't spent too much time in that mode. I'm looking forward to wrapping up the campaign and any other unfinished games I've yet to complete in early 2025. In terms of the campaign, Black Ops 6 continues the legacy of the franchise with its gripping 1990s Gulf War setting. The mission variety offers everything from stealth to action-packed sequences, though some missions have been critiqued for pacing issues. Despite this, the campaign's momentum and diversity keep it fresh, even though a few moments lean on familiar territory. The multiplayer shines with polished gunplay, well-designed maps, and a new omnidirectional movement system, which adds an extra layer of strategy to the fast-paced combat. The maps cater to a wide variety of playstyles and that offers a dynamic and fast-paced experience without feeling overly twitchy. Overall, Black Ops 6 has earned favorable reviews, with a positive consensus from critics. While some have suggested the level objectives could use more variety, the game's addictive gameplay, replayability, and mix of familiar and innovative features make it a standout entry. For longtime fans and newcomers alike, this game is an enjoyable and comprehensive experience.
Number 9.
As someone who has enjoyed a wide array of Super Mario titles, the Mario Party sub-series has certainly stood the test of time. While Mario Party 2 on the N64 remains my favorite due to nostalgia, I'm always excited to see a new entry in this iconic party game series. Super Mario Party Jamboree has been a delightful addition, and though I haven't played every board yet, I can confidently say it outshines Mario Party 9 and Mario Party 10, as well as most of the 3DS entries. This installment features a plethora of modes, with some of my favorites being Koopa-Athlon and Bowser's Kaboom Squad. Speaking of Bowser, it's great to see our favorite Koopa King make a playable appearance alongside newcomers Pauline and Ninji. While turns can feel a bit lengthy in the main mode, it never became a bore to wait for my turn. This is partly thanks to the engaging board events, which can alter your strategy and keep things exciting. Super Mario Party Jamboree easily ranks as my second favorite Mario Party game on the Switch, just behind Superstars. If ND Cube continues to learn from past entries, as this game clearly demonstrates, I'm eager to see how they will elevate future Mario Party installments. Which makes me, as a longtime fan, really excited. Visually, the game maintains the vibrant and colorful aesthetic that the Mario franchise is known for. Each of the 7 unique boards is meticulously designed, offering fresh themes and interactive elements that elevate the game's visual appeal. The smooth character animations and intuitive interface make the game accessible for players of all ages. The core gameplay follows the traditional formula. Players roll dice, navigate boards, and compete in minigames to collect stars. Jamboree introduces a couple of notable new features, like the Jamboree Buddies system, allowing players to team up with characters for strategic advantages, and the Pro Rules mode for those who want a more skill-based experience with fewer random elements. The over 110 minigames are a mix of creative challenges that take full advantage of the Switch's capabilities, from motion controls to traditional button inputs. While the minigames remain fun, I did notice some repetition in longer sessions, but overall, the quality is high, ensuring that players will stay entertained. As for multiplayer, Super Mario Party Jamboree shines with local and online play. The new modes, like the 20-player Koopathon and the cooperative Bowser's Kaboom Squad, add a new layer of dynamics to the gameplay. Though online connectivity can vary, the experience generally remains stable and enjoyable. With a vast array of boards, minigames, and unlockable content, the game offers strong replayability. Whether you're a completionist or just enjoying it casually, there's plenty to keep you coming back for more. Overall, Super Mario Party Jamboree is a worthy addition to the series. It blends classic elements with innovative new features, providing an exciting and enjoyable experience for fans old and new.
Number 8.
The Plucky Squire was one of my most anticipated games for 2024, and while I haven't had the time to finish it yet, I've enjoyed what I've experienced so far. This quirky experimental game, developed by All Possible Futures and published by Devolver Digital, blends puzzle solving with a storybook aesthetic that makes it stand out in a unique way. The core gameplay of rearranging words to solve puzzles is easy to grasp, though at times it feels trivial. However, the true heart of the Plucky Squire lies in its creativity and charm. The idea of a character Jot jumping out of a book and into the real world is a delightful twist on the platforming genre, making you feel like you're reading through a children's storybook. The visuals are absolutely stunning, with the transition between the 2D storybook illustrations and the 3D gameplay world being seamless. The game is full of vibrant colors and dynamic worlds that feel like handcrafted works of art. While the game is geared towards kids, there's a level of humor that I, as an older player, really appreciated. Jot's abilities, such as the power to turn pages or tilt the book, add a fun complexity to the puzzles, especially in the latter half of the game. The soundtrack, mostly chill and laid back, fits the tone of the game well, although none of the tracks particularly stuck with me. I did, however, enjoy the main focus on the story and world design. The puzzles and mechanics keep things fresh, especially as new challenges are introduced. While I'm unsure of the game's replayability, there are secrets to discover, and collecting birds offers a bit of extra challenge. Even though the game is relatively easy and could use a bit more of a difficulty curve, the Plucky Squire excels in its presentation and unique twist on familiar gameplay formulas. Its beautiful art style, inventive mechanics, and endearing protagonist make it a must-play for fans of adventure games or anyone looking for something different. While I haven't finished it yet, I'm definitely excited about the potential for a sequel, where the developers could refine the experience further.
Number 7.
At first, I didn't want to include DLC in my top 10 games list of the year, but I completely forgot about Splatoon 3's Side Order, which launched early in 2024. After some re-evaluation, I had to adjust my list, and even though it's technically DLC, I had more fun with it than some of my original picks. That meant it had to make an appearance. Splatoon 3 is already a fantastic game on its own, with engaging modes like table turf battles, a variety of multiplayer options, and the catalog system, which, though not my favorite, definitely keeps players coming back for more. But Side Order takes things to a new level. This single-player expansion introduces roguelite elements through the Spire of Order, a procedurally generated tower with 30 floors that players ascend as Agent 8. Each floor offers unique challenges, blending combat encounters with objective-based missions. After every wave, players choose from a selection of color chips that modify controls and weapons, adding a strategic layer to the experience. I really enjoyed the variety this brought to the gameplay, especially the sense of progression, as I unlocked more powerful weapons and chips. The challenges and difficulty options gave me plenty of ways to tailor my experience, making it more enjoyable as I progressed. While the early stages were tough, unlocking later weapons paired with powerful chips made things easier and a lot of fun. I loved how Pearl, Marina, and newcomer Act were integrated into the story as I climbed the tower. And while I've since moved on to other games, I still think fondly of this time. The music and atmosphere really helped elevate the experience, and I'm eager to see if this roguelite mode makes a return in Splatoon 4 on Switch 2.
Number 6.
The Legend of Zelda series has been a cornerstone of my gaming journey since I first played Ocarina of Time on the N64. While Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom were undeniably great games, I found myself yearning for something different. Something that would reignite the magic of the series. Enter Echoes of Wisdom, a game that, despite its imperfections, offers a fresh perspective by placing Princess Zelda herself at the center of the adventure. For me, the chance to play as Zelda was one of the game's biggest draws. Her ability to summon defeated enemies to fight on her behalf was both unique and fun, even though scrolling through the summoning menu felt cumbersome at times. The gameplay masterfully combines elements from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, with the top-down 2D style reminiscent of earlier entries in the series. This blend results in an experience that feels innovative while still staying true to the franchise's roots. Zelda's new Echoes ability stands out as a particularly creative mechanic, encouraging experimentation and problem-solving in both puzzles and exploration. Meanwhile, the game's dungeon design struck a satisfying balance between classic structure and the open-ended approach introduced in recent titles. While I haven't finished all of the temples yet, I've been consistently impressed with how the game mixes familiar gameplay with new ideas. The music was another highlight for me. It may not have the instantly memorable tracks of earlier 3D titles, but it far surpasses the soundtracks of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in atmosphere and emotional resonance. However, Echoes of Wisdom is not without its flaws. The frame rate dips in certain areas were a noticeable distraction, and it's hard not to question why this game was released on the aging Switch hardware when a new console is on the horizon. Additionally, the story, while engaging at times, felt too predictable, leaving me longing for a narrative that could truly surprise and captivate. Released in September of 2024 and developed by Grezzo, Echoes of Wisdom represents a bold evolution for the Zelda franchise. It takes the creative spirit of recent entries and channels it into a unique top-down format, offering a fresh way to experience Hyrule. The game emphasizes player creativity, blending traditional dungeon crawling with open-ended exploration. While the experience isn't the most challenging entry in the series, its accessibility and innovative mechanics make it a standout addition. The combination of Zelda's new abilities, inventive dungeon design, and a nostalgic art style creates a game that feels both fresh and familiar. Though Echoes of Wisdom doesn't fully recapture the magic I've been missing in the Zelda series, it's a step in the right direction. The decision to make Zelda a playable protagonist opens the door to exciting new possibilities, and the game's blend of old and new ideas showcases the potential for the series to evolve. While I still hope for a return to the storytelling and atmosphere of earlier titles, Echoes of Wisdom delivers an enjoyable and creative adventure that fans of the franchise couldn't miss.
Number 5.
Balatro is a game that hooked me from the start with its simple yet engaging concept. This roguelike deck builder challenges players to create poker hands, adhering to traditional rules where 2 pairs beat 1 pair and a 4 of a kind trumps a flush. But what truly makes Balatro shine is the depth of strategy it offers. You can focus on building pairs, suits, base cards, or experiment with a mix of everything, keeping each playthrough fresh and exciting. The difficulty curve is well designed, starting off easy to ease players in before escalating into a more challenging experience that demands tactical planning. One of my favorite aspects is the use of jokers and modifiers, which transform gameplay in unexpected ways. Jokers can introduce special effects, adding or multiplying your chips, or any other range of abilities. Arcana cards can provide special effects as well, or modify your playing cards. And planet cards can increase the multiplier and chip count for the kinds of hands that you can play. This ensures that no 2 runs feel the same. I also love the ability to skip rounds to gain special effects, adding another layer of strategy and adaptability. Despite its straightforward design, Balatro has a way of pulling you in for just one more run. Even though the soundtrack is limited, with essentially 1 song, it never felt grating. It matches the game's vibe perfectly. While Balatro isn't my favorite game of the year, it's one I'm genuinely happy I purchased. It's earned a well-deserved spot in my top 10, and I'd recommend it to anyone who enjoys strategic, replayable games. Developed by Local Thunk and published by PlayStack, Balatro brings a unique twist to the roguelike and deck-building genres. Its approachable yet challenging gameplay has garnered immense praise, with critics calling it a deck-building poker roguelike of endlessly satisfying proportions. The game's commercial success, selling over 2 million copies by August 2024, is a testament to its addictive nature and polished design. While Balatro hasn't escaped some controversy, particularly its 18+ rating in Europe due to gambling imagery, this hasn't diminished its popularity. Its core mechanics, clever strategies, and innovative twists have resonated with both seasoned players and newcomers alike. Balatro is a standout title that masterfully combines poker mechanics with roguelike elements, creating a fresh and satisfying gameplay loop. With its clever use of jokers, escalating challenges, and a surprising amount of strategic depth, it's a game I'll remember fondly. Whether you're a fan of roguelikes, deck builders, or just looking for a new challenge, Balatro is well worth your time.
Number 4.
The past 2 months of my streaming schedule have been filled with incredible games, but few have left as lasting an impression as Mario & Luigi Brothership. Released on November 7th, 2024, this latest entry in the beloved Mario & Luigi RPG series marks a bold return to form, despite the series' uncertain future following Alpha Dream's bankruptcy in 2019. Now helmed by a choir, Brothership may not quite reach the lofty heights of Bowser's Inside Story or Superstar Saga, but it succeeds in delivering a heartfelt, charming experience that's sure to delight RPG fans of all ages. Set in the vibrant oceanic world of Concordia, Brothership sees Mario and Luigi embarking on a quest to restore harmony to fragmented islands. From the outset, the game draws you in with its colorful, whimsical environments and catchy soundtrack. The main melody alone had me humming along, and the darker, moodier tracks during intense moments added depth to the storytelling. While the main story occasionally ventures into familiar territory, there are genuine surprises and emotional moments that elevate the narrative beyond typical Mario fare. Some standout characters for me included the delightful Wotness Connie and her loyal friend Snoutlet. And no, he's not a pig, so don't even think about it. Their banter and unique dynamic added charm and personality to an already lively cast. One of the game's biggest strengths is its innovative combat system. The introduction of battle plugs allows you to customize buffs and alter the way battles play out. I especially enjoyed experimenting with these plugs, as they added a layer of strategy that kept fights fresh and engaging. The animations in combat are dynamic and brimming with personality, a hallmark of the series that never gets old. Another notable addition is Luigi Logic, a feature that introduces intricate puzzles to the game. These segments require a bit more brainpower and offer a welcome break from combat, keeping the adventure balanced and varied. This game is also packed with side quests and additional challenges. Some of them were genuinely quite difficult. I struggled with a few despite being a seasoned gamer, but the sense of accomplishment after finishing most of them was well worth the effort. While Brothership is a charming adventure, it's not without its flaws. The pacing in the early game is hampered by lengthy tutorials, and it takes a while for the story to hit its stride. Performance issues were another drawback. Occasional choppiness during key moments detracted from an otherwise polished experience. Combat, though enjoyable, can feel repetitive at times, and some of the quests suffer from a similar lack of variety. However, these shortcomings are far outweighed by the game's strengths. At roughly 30 to 40 hours in length, Mario & Luigi Brothership is a substantial and rewarding RPG that constantly finds ways to surprise you. Just when you think the game is winding down, it throws in a curveball, extending the adventure in delightful ways. While it may not surpass the iconic titles of the series past, Brothership captures much of what made the Mario & Luigi games special. It's a cute, heartfelt journey with plenty of charm, stellar soundtrack, and just enough innovation to stand out. For longtime fans, it's a nostalgic return to a beloved series, and for newcomers, it's an excellent entry point, hiccups and all.
Number 3.
As someone who's been a devoted fan of Paper Mario since the N64 original, I've experienced both the highs and lows of the series over the years. While the latest entries have had their moments, ranging from dull and drab to genuinely funny and whimsical, none have captured the magic and enjoyment of the original trilogy. That is, until this year. The remake of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is not just a trip down memory lane, but a revival of everything that made the series special. Nintendo has managed to retain the core elements that made The Thousand Year Door a classic, while introducing thoughtful quality of life improvements, updated mechanics, and a few new surprises like additional boss fights. I'll admit there are aspects of the original's design and mechanics that I still prefer, but this remake strikes a fine balance between respecting its roots and offering something fresh. This version isn't just a remake, it's a love letter to longtime fans like me, while remaining accessible to a new generation of players. It's hard to overstate how much of a joy it is to see this game reimagined so beautifully. What sets this game apart is its story and world building. Princess Peach's discovery of a treasure map sets off an unforgettable journey, filled with mystery, humor, and heartfelt moments. From the Exonauts to the colorful inhabitants of Rogueport, every character feels distinct with their own backstories and personalities. The partners Mario recruits, Goombella, Koops, Vivian, and others don't just add gameplay variety, they're genuinely charming and memorable. It's the kind of narrative depth that makes you care about the journey just as much as the destination. For those seeking extra thrills, this game has plenty to offer. The Pit of 100 Trials is a perfect example. It's a test of endurance and skill that feels incredibly rewarding to complete. Minigames and side quests add further variety, giving you reasons to linger in this vibrant world even after the main story. And what a world it is! The locations are as varied as they are imaginative. Whether it's a dramatic tournament in the sky, the eerie atmosphere of a pirate ship, or the cozy yet mysterious train ride, there's something here for everyone. Each area is brought to life with the remake's stunning HD visuals and remastered soundtrack, which amplify the charm and character of every scene. This remake doesn't just remind me of why I fell in love with Paper Mario all those years ago. It rekindles that same joy and wonder in new ways. I found myself smiling at the humor, marveling at the creativity of the environment, and feeling a deep sense of satisfaction when overcoming the game's challenges. It's rare for a game to feel this timeless yet fresh, and it's a testament to how much care was put into reimagining it. While the remake is a near-perfect revival, there's also hope for what this means for the future of the series. With so many players now rediscovering or experiencing for the first time what made the original trilogy so beloved, perhaps Nintendo will take these lessons forward. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake is everything I hoped it would be and more. It's a must-play for Nintendo Switch owners, whether you're revisiting it as a longtime fan or diving in for the first time. Here's hoping this game serves as a beacon for future entries in the series.
Number 2.
Team Asobi's latest entry in the Astrobot series cements its reputation as a master of platforming innovation. Building on the success of Astro's Playroom, this 3D platformer pays homage to PlayStation's rich legacy, while offering a fresh and engaging experience that's perfect for gamers of all ages. Astrobot 2024 draws inspiration from iconic platformers like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Mario, yet it carves out its own unique identity. Astro, the adorable playable robot, embarks on a series of creative and colorful adventures filled with nods to PlayStation's history. Fans of the brand will delight in spotting robotic buddies cosplaying as beloved PlayStation characters throughout the game. The game also features transformation levels where Astro becomes iconic PlayStation mascots. These segments shift the gameplay to echo the feel of the original games they paid tribute to, offering a nostalgic twist that's both inventive and respectful of gaming history. Astrobot embraces player creativity with customization options for Astro, including colors, costumes, and even the DualSense ship. These personal touches make the experience feel tailored to each player. The platforming itself is a masterclass in design. The game balances accessible mechanics with rewarding challenges, encouraging exploration and experimentation. It's a shorter game than some might expect, but it trades length for polish, delivering a tight, quality-driven experience. Astrobot is a shining example of how to integrate hardware innovation into gameplay. The DualSense controller's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers are used to their fullest, making every jump, step, and interaction feel immersive. Whether it's the sensation of raindrops or the tension of a tricky jump, the tactile feedback enhances the connection between player and game. Astrobot is more than just a platformer. It's a celebration of what makes gaming fun. Vibrant visuals, inventive level designs, and clever use of technology ensure it stands tall among its predecessors. Team Asobi continues to push boundaries while staying true to the whimsical charm that defines Astro's adventures. Astrobot is a must-play for PS5 owners, combining nostalgia, innovation, and heart into a platforming experience that's as delightful as it is memorable. Team Asobi has once again proven they are a force to be reckoned with in the gaming world, and I eagerly await their next creation. Astrobot is a triumph of platforming design, reminding us why gaming is a magical medium for joy and creativity.
Number 1.
As someone who only recently completed the original Final Fantasy VII, my journey into this universe started with Final Fantasy VII Remake. A game that hooked me so deeply, I was compelled to explore the wider world of this legendary series. From diving into Crisis Core Reunion to experiencing both films, I've grown to cherish this intricate universe. So when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launched, Continuing the remake saga, my excitement was boundless. While my initial plan was to stream my playthrough, unforeseen circumstances limited my ability to share as much of my journey as I'd hoped. That said, even though I've only progressed to the Gold Saucer, my time with Rebirth has been nothing short of magical. And it's clear that this game not only meets expectations but exceeds them in several key ways. Rebirth continues Square Enix's ambitious reimagining, picking up where Remake left off. The story expands significantly beyond the escape from Midgar, drawing players into the sprawling open world. While staying true to its roots, the narrative diverges in surprising ways, keeping even veteran fans on their toes. These changes aren't just for shock value, they add layers of intrigue and emotional depth, breathing fresh life into beloved characters like Red 13 and Yuffie. Every interaction feels purposeful, and the increased focus on character dynamics makes the stakes feel personal. As someone who has grown attached to these characters over multiple games and stories, seeing them interact and evolve in Rebirth has been deeply rewarding. The combat system in Rebirth builds on the foundation of Remake, offering more fluid and engaging mechanics. The addition of synergy moves, coordinated attacks between party members, adds an exciting layer of strategy to battles. It's immensely satisfying to execute these flashy, team-oriented combos. Exploration is where Rebirth truly shines. The world is vast, detailed, and teeming with life. Every area from the glittering Costa del Sol to the eerie remnants of Mako reactors invites players to explore its hidden corners. Side quests feel meaningful, rewarding players with both lore and gameplay bonuses. Classic features like chocobo riding return, blending nostalgia with modern design. Rebirth's visuals are breathtaking. The environments are vibrant and meticulously crafted, making each location feel alive and significant. The Gold Saucer, for example, is a visual and sensory overload in the best way possible. A dazzling spectacle that underscores the game's attention to detail. The music is another standout element. Whether it's the reimagined classic themes or the new compositions, every track is memorable. Attending the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth concert in Montreal only deepened my appreciation for how integral the score is to the overall experience. The voice acting, too, deserves praise, as it perfectly captures the emotional highs and lows of the story. Even though I have yet to finish Rebirth, it's clear that this game is more than just a sequel. It's a celebration of what makes Final Fantasy so beloved. From its sprawling, vibrant world, to its refined gameplay and emotionally charged story, Rebirth encapsulates the series' best qualities while boldly carving its own path. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a testament to Square Enix's ability to honor its legacy while innovating for the future. For anyone who has ever been enchanted by this universe, it's a must-play. Well, there you have it, my top 10 games of 2024. From 2 different shooters to some classic Mario fun, a masterfully crafted RPG, and a selection of impressive indie titles, this year was a well-rounded addition to the many years I've spent in gaming. While 2024 was definitely a bit weaker for Nintendo, and by extension for me personally, I still had a blast experimenting with games outside my usual comfort zone. It also gave me the chance to tackle some of my back catalog and discover some indie gems that might have flown under the radar in other years. Looking ahead to the rest of 2025, I'm excited to see what's in store, especially with the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm hopeful we'll see some bigger and more thrilling titles than what 2024 had to offer. That said, the top 10 games of this year will surely continue to bring a smile to my face every single time I revisit these legendary titles. Alright, hello everyone. Thank you very much for making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to provide a quick little glimpse into what went on in my head when making this list. Now, I made this list in January, and I still hadn't played a few notable games from 2024 at that time. And I either didn't include them because I simply ran out of time, or I did not experience them to their full ability. So, this list probably has changed since I made the list. However, I simply wanted to give some quick notable mentions. One, to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I believe that it's one of the best games that I've played this year, so it would probably find its way onto this list. And it really makes you feel like you are Indiana Jones. So I feel like it definitely deserves a spot, which would bump Call of Duty off the list. Next, I want to shout out Sonic X Shadow Generations. It's again a remake, but the Shadow portion is new. Really had a lot of fun with that one as well. And so, yeah, I think those are the two games that I wanted to simply provide a notable mention at the end of this video. And they are both worth checking out as well. And I'm sure that there are other games that I've forgotten that I've played or either haven't played yet. So, as we get further on into the years, who knows, this list may change. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, night, whatever it may be. And take care, and I'll see you soon on another video. Thank you very much. Bye for now.